of the Future Vision and Growth Network. I wanted to bring you what I call the community conversations today. So, as people are coming in, I'll probably remind you a couple of things. If you like something I'm about to say, one of the things I'd like you to do is just hit a like button or hit a thumbs up sign or hit some button that says, I like what you just told me. This conversation is really about the network itself, kind of a quarterly update of what's done well, what hasn't, lessons I've learned, lessons I'm like, yep, nope, not doing that anymore. I will give you an update on some amazing things coming up that we have coming, and also a course that I'm designing for the summertime. If you have high school students that are getting ready for college, or you have new college students that are getting ready for their first year, I'm a first year specialist, so I'm going to be able to work on some courses this summer for you to get ready for some of that first year experience, because most colleges and universities are taking it out or they're putting it in departments, which I don't find to be very beneficial. So I'm going to do it myself because I'm good at it. So there's that. So let's get started. Let me talk a little bit about kind of what has done well and what I feel has done well on the network. And then if you agree, please let me know. If you have questions, you can put them in the comments and I will react to them as quickly as I possibly can. If there's something that is you disagree with, please let me know. Put that in the comments as well. I will go back and watch this and read this and go over this again as I'm planning for future things that are going on. So let's look at what has done well. When I'm looking at my analytics, and I look at everything via numbers. So I'm looking at numbers, what is doing great, what is having some challenges, and all of those things. And I want to really look at it and go, okay, what's working and what's not. The number one thing that I see when it comes to my analytics is the fact that my number one channel of all of them. So I have about 6 channels. I probably should go there first. So let me go to my channel real quick and I will tell you. My playlists are these. First and foremost, you have Life and Business. Life and Business is a channel that is designed to give you things for self-help, whether it is self-regulation, stress management, or things like that. And it's also a business channel. What to do with branding, marketing, creating the right kind of business. I have an awesome thing coming up in my business channel that essentially says how to bring a Facebook page or social media back from the dead, because I essentially did that. I had a company where it said that they were closing. I went ahead and took their Facebook page and brought it back to life again, and then handed it off to, of course, people as they get better and better, and they got to do great things with it. So Life and Business will have some incredible things coming up. I've got a discussion on the 2-jump rule, which is going to be amazing. So if you are a business person and you want more content, simply put in the comments what kind of content you would like, and let me either build it or find the person that can do it, and we will kind of talk about that. We will talk about conference planning. We'll talk about event planning here in Norman especially, because we will be walking through that. I'll be introducing you, of course, to some of the resources we have available. If you've not been to visitnorman.com, Dan Shem is a person that deals with all of our conference planning, sports planning, things like that. We have several other organizations that are involved in that process, but he will be the point person. If obviously film is important, and we have some creative arts that are going to come in. If you're a filmmaker, you would talk to Sarah Kaplan. She'll be the one that works through that. And then again, I think it also goes through Visit Norman as well. So you got Sarah Kaplan, Visit Norman, it all works together. Of course, I have my coffee recommendations. I have gotten into coffee recently, and I love it. And I love learning about coffee, learning about new coffee shops. So I will still be doing my coffee recommendations. I'll be doing short form content on what you like as far as coffee is concerned. When I go to a new coffee shop, I'll be posting about it, what I like, what I don't like. Of course, these are obviously recommendations that I enjoy. You guys can put your favorite down. You can say what you like. Maybe you put your favorite coffee shop down, and I can go visit it when I get there, or something like that. Okay. We have the travel channel. Now, my travel channel, I'm in the process of building my travel channel. My travel channel has some videos on it, about 44. Some of it's around Oklahoma City, just kind of districts. Others is like spaces I've been in. But as I travel, as I go places, I'll be doing, again, short videos about fun things to go visit, different spaces, what's available. I love to travel. I love it. I think it's amazing. I really, really enjoy finding out what other people think about spaces and where they like to travel. So it's a good chance for me to go ahead and look at that and go, you know what, this is what I enjoy, and then put that out there for you guys to see, and whether you'll see it or not. I have a section on what you need to move to Norman. That is where you want to buy a house. Maybe it talks about different resources and things we have available, whether it's our park system or all the different systems we have in place. It is very important that I do that because our city is growing very rapidly. And I've just put a section together for anybody that wants to move here for you to look at it. And that one has 67 videos on it. A lot of them 1-minute videos, some of them a little bit longer. There's tours of Norman, there's different neighborhoods, there's drive-throughs. You can see what's in the city so you're aware of what you're moving into. I also have content by Marcy Billen. Marcy Billen is a real estate agent here in Norman. She is incredible, and she has her own YouTube channel, but I add her stuff in because I think she's a very valuable resource. She does incredible work, and I do appreciate her. And so if you're looking for a house in Norman, she's a great person to kind of keep in contact with. I also have some other friends that are in it, but I will also just talk to you about where to move to. Maybe you want to look at a house and you're like going, I want an under $200,000 house. You may not find that here easily. Like, honestly, I think I have read of one in the last 6 months that's under 200,000, and it's an older house. So we're looking at anywhere between 250 and 350,000 for most everything. It is a very, very hot market here. The rental market is tight because we have a lot of students. So the apartment market is something you need to look at if you want to live here temporarily till you can get something built. And so if you want to move into an apartment in Norman, the best time to do that, if it's not only student housing, is during the summer because the students are gone. They leave for the year and then they'll come back in August. And so we have to look at that. I have a channel that is called Backyard Gardening Channel. Now, my gardening channel, I have a lot of people on here that are gardening people. My idea of what I do with gardening is I'm creating a space that allows for, that really allows for me to talk about soil, me to talk about all the different things that can grow. But understand, I live in Oklahoma. I live in a suburban environment. So I'm not growing on acreage. I'm growing ultimately the things that you might grow in your backyard. I'm going to tell you what works. I'm going to tell you what doesn't work. I'm going to tell you things that do great and the things that are absolutely terrible. And I want you to be able to see all of those things. So I think that's very, very, very important. Let's see, what else? Oh, one of the most popular, by far, channels that I have is my comedy channel, and it's called Boy Dad. And I'm going to broaden it out to comedy in general. Now, Boy Dad is really, really interesting because Boy Dad actually came from my sons. I have 2 sons, and they just make me laugh, and they do some of the craziest stuff. And I thought, you know what? Somebody needs to post some content about what boys are thinking. And I have had so much fun doing 1-minute videos. I have around 75 videos at this point of just funny stuff that my kids have said and done. And it is so cool. So if you want to just sit back and laugh, a great chance for you to do that would be to go on Boy Dad. I will be, of course, uploading content regularly on Boy Dad because they keep saying funny stuff. As they age up, they're going to say funnier stuff in different stages of their life. And I love it. So if you are into just laughing, sitting back and relaxing, having a good time, then ultimately that would be great for you to do that. I will have now some of the content that I know has done very, very well. My last one. I better get this in. I have a spring break in Norman, Oklahoma playlist. Now, I will create specific playlists. These playlists are going to be for short periods of time. They will not, so after the 24th, after this Sunday, that playlist is going to go away. I will delete that playlist and it will not be here anymore. So that particular playlist is built for you to look at it and see what to do in Norman during spring break. And it's been on for the last about week now. So that is available to you if you want to find out what to do for spring break. I probably will have additional playlists as we get closer to summer. I'll pull stuff that is good for summer recreation. My sons last week gave recommendations of what you should do in Norman according to them. That was hilarious. Why? Because I had one son that was like spending my money like make it rain is what that little one did. And then I had the older one that was more like heart driven and in really spaces that are meaningful to Norman and building connections, which does embody my children. So it's a fantastic thing. They each gave 3 things that they wanted to do, and I put that up there on that list. So that was fantastic. What else? We have festival season coming up. So we've got the medieval fairs coming up early April, and we have the music festival end of April. Understand, each of these events brings 100,000 people into Norman. Each of these events brings 100,000 people. They're usually 3 days long. We have we have vendors, we got people coming in. We have over 300 bands coming in for the music festival. The headliners always. So we're very excited about that. We also have smaller festivals all the time. Like we're constantly building festivals. We have the Jazz in June is coming up. That'll be in Andrews Park. We've got Summer Breeze happens every 2 weeks on Sundays at Lions Park, and that's at Firehouse Arts Center. So if you haven't been there, that is phenomenal. It's a lot of fun. You can get adult beverages and sit back, relax, and watch music. Summertime is when Norman kind of takes a breath. However, we have found that our breath is not as deep as before because there's still a lot of people around because we are growing so fast. So even our summertime is pretty busy and we'll be staying busy, but check us out. Come visit definitely during the summertime. My encouragement is for you to visit us all 4 seasons. Why? Because it's incredible. Springtime right now is beautiful. All the trees are changing, and Norman is gorgeous in the summertime because it's got all the flowers are out, the trees are out. It's just a very, very pretty city. We have a lot of other things coming up this summer. We got 4th of July coming up. We will be prepping for the SEC students coming in the fall. So again, our university is growing. Our housing is we're going to need more. We're going to constantly be creating new events. If you haven't been downtown, it's incredible. I did a video series on an adventure date day at East Lindsay from 24th to about 12th. It was amazing. You all loved it. I did. Each one, it was like part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5. And it went from BMX bike jumping to frisbee golf to food and shopping to dessert. And I'm like, international cuisine and then dessert. It was amazing and really, really cool. And a good chance for you to kind of like hang out and really understand that there's a lot to be done in an East Lindsay district, which is within a couple blocks of each other. Of course, Class N corridors growing by leaps and bounds. We have all these things that are happening. It is going to be an absolute phenomenal time. So these are kind of some of the things that I'm working on. Now, what can I do for you is my question. What I want to know is this. What would you like to see on the channel? Obviously, I'm going to be respectful. I'm going to do it in an appropriate way. Nothing inappropriate will be on here because I respect everybody on here and who's going to be watching it. Don't forget also that we have an incredible brewery and winery scene in Norman. If you haven't checked all that out, it's phenomenal. Make sure that you go ahead and get everything set up. Our indigenous friends are from all over the country, and of course, Oklahoma is known as we have 39 federally recognized tribal nations. To the south is Chickasaw Nation, and we have the Kickapoos out on our east side, and then of course we have all kinds of tribal nations around us. So we always encourage you to come visit Jacobson House and come check out all that we have here. Our collections of museums is phenomenal. If you haven't looked at the Sam Noble Museum and look at our prehistory, that is absolutely beautiful. Of course, our new softball stadium opened up. It holds 4,500 people on a regular basis to watch the most elite softball in the world. In case you're wondering, Patty Gasso is a legend, will always be a legend, and gets her statue soon. She is a phenomenal coach. We're very lucky to have her here. And if you want to watch OU play softball, it's fantastic. We have, of course, huge baseball tournaments, huge soccer tournaments, and we just opened the YFAC, the Young Family Athletic Center, so we're going to have volleyball tournaments and basketball tournaments and all the tournaments. We have the most elite facilities in the country. That's where summer comes in. So if you're looking at relocating a tournament or starting a tournament or bringing a tournament to an awesome location, check out Norman. Again, go to visitnorman.com and go check out and get with their team there, and they can set you up. They have a sports commission that does that as well. Downtown Norman is booming. It's going to have an awesome kind of a marketing campaign coming in. A chance for you to drink and dine downtown is going to be super cool. Is it Triple D? I'm just saying. But really, we have a phenomenal culinary scene in Norman. It is incredible. Don't forget, Second Friday is every second Friday of the month. It's an art festival that happens, and I thank you so much for visiting. Cherokees are very, very important, and they're an incredible tribe. So I appreciate all of the leadership that they have done as well. So it is very, very important, though, that we celebrate art and music. So let me talk about music for a minute. Not only is the music festival, it's kind of like the biggest event that happens. We have a deep-seated, rooted music scene in Norman. Whether it is the Deli or Opolis or Bison Witches or Hollywood Corners, we've got all these incredible spaces in Norman. And so it is phenomenal that we have these spaces, and of course, so many more. Whether it's Midway Deli, I said we have, NCOM. We have so many places for you to either play live music or watch live music. And the more live music we build, the better. Because again, we have a film company that's coming in that is going to be a massive influx of funds into our city. I believe the number was something like $250 million is what they're ready to go. Like, that's the amount of movies that they're ready to go. So we're getting that in here in the next probably 2 months. They'll start their relocation out of California to Norman. So we're very excited to have that headquarters here. Of course, build out our film ecosystem. Our singers and songwriters, it is important that you're here. You have been singing about the soul of Norman since our founding, and we love you and appreciate you for bringing your music to Norman and getting your guest room record sticker and putting it on your case and really just being a part of the soul of who we are. We could not be here without our artists, musicians, and people that have made a creative space in Norman, and the safety and security of being in Norman and being creative and knowing who you are. And we absolutely honor you and wish you the greatest of opportunity by bringing everything that you need here. My goal and vision when it comes to music is to have several recording studios. I know we already have some, but I want to bring more in. I want to bring in labels to make sure that the labels know where to go, and I think Norman's a great place to be. I also think that all the musical people that do editing, video production, all the things, the filmmakers, again, to symbiotically be in one space, I think Norman is a great space. It's a great chance for you to really be and work together and kind of get in the same way to really have exciting things happen. And the way that happens is we get together and we start to create. And I think the act of creation is a phenomenal thing. So we just passed everything we need from the city council version to be film friendly. Now it's getting it all finished and the paperwork turned in, and then I will let you know, of course, when we are certified film friendly by the Oklahoma Film Commission. I run a page called Oklahoma Singers and Songwriters in Film that also talks about all the things going on in Oklahoma, not just Norman, but also the film opportunities in Oklahoma and not just in Norman. I, of course, I'm so excited about that. We have some fun things that blend all of my worlds. For example, did you know that we have a horror themed ice cream shop? It's called the Ice Creamatory. So it blends movies and music and ice cream all in the same space. I think that is like the perfect quintessentially who we are. Our farmers market is one of the largest in the state, if not the largest in the state. It is year round. It is phenomenal. So we have great food on Saturday morning, and in April we'll start to have it on Tuesday night and Saturday morning again. So again, we are all about health and wellness. If you haven't been to the Earth, that is a fun little shop. The Earth is on South Flood. Looks almost like a house, but it is absolutely stunning and beautiful inside. It's very healthy, and you can get vegan fare. You can get also other great food that has been brought in from farmers in the area. So I love that. We have incredible international cuisine here, but there is so much happening and so much going on, and that's kind of the areas that I am looking at. Is like those areas will be more channels that I will build out. I'll be looking for content creators that are doing things to educate or entertain. Those are my two things that I'm looking for: education and entertainment. So those are two areas that I'll be going into. I'll be building this out more. I'll be creating more content. I'm learning that it is a lot, but you all have responded. And I can tell you this: I see every subscriber. I see every time you hit like. I see every time that you view one of my videos, and it means a great deal to me. It means a lot. It really does. I appreciate you. I want you to know that I'm here for you. If you have things that you want to tell me, please like and subscribe to my channel, and then send me a message if you need to. I'll be more than happy to read it. Again, I'll look at it. Does it fit the vision that I have for the network? Or does the vision need to change? That's also something that can happen. I'm open to changing things. I'm open to things doing well and things. Let me give you a couple of failures. Why? Because I think that's important too. I did a weather update as quick as last week. No one cared. I was like, huh. I did podcasts. I've done about 8 of them. I think they're important. I just don't know that I did a good job in them. So to be fair, my podcasts were kind of like, well, so guess what? I learn from everything. That's my goal, is to learn. So if I did something and it didn't work, then I'm like, I got to fix it. So I'm going to go back and look at the podcast format. What did I do well? What didn't I do well? And then fix it. So again, when you guys are putting in here what you like, what you don't like, when you're letting me know, if you like Boy Dad, click that Boy Dad button. Let me know that you like Boy Dad. If you like travel, click the travel button. If you're a coffee person, click the coffee button. But let me know what it is that you want to see, because that's going to help drive the network. I'll add some content that I will always add in, but I am a viewer-driven network. So I want to see who's viewing what and what you're viewing, what you're liking, what you're experiencing on it, and then that will kind of drive my content. So the more that you like something, the more that you view it, the more that you watch it, the more it will drive that category. And that's my goal. If I find a category that doesn't do well, I'll just cancel it. I'll delete it or not add new content. So that's a way that I can do that. If I want to add a different kind of a channel, which I have a couple in my brain, a couple new channels that are in my brain, but I need to get those all lined out, and I need to make sure I have people that I work with that I want to do that are going to be appropriate for what I'm asking and what I need, and kind of like making sure that it fits within my vision, and also that they can create the content that I need on a regular basis. So there's that. So yeah, I found a couple things that didn't work really great. And I'm learning about how to relate. I'm learning about to be comfortable on camera. Some people like to say things just because, and I'm like, you know what? I said that happens. So it is not an issue for me because, again, my self-efficacy is high. I'm good. But ultimately, I want to help you by educating you and entertaining you. I'm an education and entertainment network. That's what I do. I'm here to educate you and to entertain you. And I picked a lot of different subjects because one of the things that is difficult for me is I want to go look at different things. I don't want to just but I have to go here, and then I have to go here, then I have to go here, and I have to go here, and it drives me nuts. So I thought maybe I can consolidate it in one spot with a lot of different topics so you can pick one, and then you know that guess what? It's just going to be any different thing that you can look at. You can check this out, check that out. And then if you want to branch out, you can branch out from there. I will be more than happy to make recommendations, like in the gardening space. I love Whispering Willow Farms out of Arkansas. Yeah. And so I just do. And I'm like, Nate and Jill, and I like Jessica and Maya out of South Carolina. I said, if you haven't watched them, they're incredible. I mean, it's like, there's so many farms like that I'm watching. Of course, the Okie Homesteading Conference is coming up this weekend. So if you're a homesteader, go check that out. You'll get to see some of these homestead people. I love homesteading. And again, I live in town. So I don't have acreage. I don't have a farm. But for some reason, I love watching people grow their veggies. It's a thing. I'm a veggie watcher. But so it's super fun. And I like to watch that kind of thing. I love comedians, of course. I have several that I just enjoy. I love Angela Johnson. I think she's hilarious. Yeah, there's a bunch that I love Whitney Cummings. I think she's hilarious. I'm like, it is super cool. Bert Kreischer, again, hilarious. So there's several people I just like enjoy and that they make me laugh. So again, laughing and being entertained and educating. Laughing, entertainment, education. It's important in my life. It's the categories that I love, and I adore it. So I also love to cook. Now, I don't have anything on here that's cooking. So you all would have to be the ones that tell me if you think I should try and do any cooking. So I am only going to leave that on this video only, and it's going to be the only one for it to happen. You got to get people to tell me. Because I like to cook, I enjoy it, but it's not anything I've filmed before. One other time I did, and it was kind of a mess. So if you wanted to have any cooking related content, you got to let me know. Because like I said, I'm not going to just do that on my own without you guys telling me. So I hope that this has been a great conversation. Again, I'll do another community chat, probably May, right before school's out, as we're headed into summer. I want to do that. I want to do them every couple months where we can sit down and just talk, and you can put your comments in and you can like what I'm doing and see what's going on. So hopefully this has been helpful. Thank you for watching. Watch this, share this. Maybe I'm going to watch it again later and try and get the things I just said. Sit back, relax, have an adult beverage, cup of coffee, hang out and really just enjoy it. And that will be a great chance for you to catch up on everything I'm doing and make your comments. And I will read through them and really look at it and go, okay, this is something that you all want. Because again, I am building a network for you. My job is to build a network for you. Please subscribe so that you get the very latest information first. Because that's it. You don't want to be behind. You want to be first. The first people are going to be the subscribers that get everything. So if you want to know how to get everything you need out of YouTube, the number one thing you can do is subscribe to your favorite channels. Why? Because you will be first always. And that's the goal. So thank you so much. Have a great day and enjoy. It's going to be in the 70s the next couple of days and beautiful. So it's going to be a great chance for you to check things out. Check out my channel. I've got all kinds of recommendations for you on sunny days, cloudy days, cold days, warm days, summer days. I've got you ready to go out and have a good time in the Norman area.